kind of a thing. Like, I don't know, I just don't know what it's like. What do you even say to that? Like, that's so dumb. I can't even comprehend it, really. Alright, guys. How you doing? Let's jump into Beastyqt Strange. As you can see, Beasty is queued up as random, so we actually don't know what race he's going to get here. I guess we'll see in a moment or two. And a second now. Roddy's going to qualify today, I believe, as Misfit Chairman. Love it. The Mighty Zealot with the $5 donation to kick us off into the first game says WCS hype confirmed. Love that. As we kick off into PvP for map number 1, Beastyqt taking on Strange. To the top right hand side, the pink Protoss player. This is, of course, Beastyqt. Going up against the red Protoss in the bottom left, we've got ourselves Strange in the action here today. As we get the setup started and ready to go. So first probe coming across towards the upper right hand side. And seeing what's going on, of course. Obviously Strange has to scout kind of early because he doesn't know what he's playing against. So by scouting early enough here, he will be able to confirm it's PvP, and then he will be able to somewhat go in towards a PvP focused build. So getting this forwards. Just going to be seeing the probe coming up the ramp. Gateway is down, and well, the probe of Beastyqt moving out as well here. So we'll see what Beastyqt wants to do. But again, in general, we do see those double gateway openings are usually the way to kind of go about things in the early stages of PvP. And there's that second gateway from Strange, so setting himself up into this Protoss versus Protoss build order right from the get-go here. There's a pretty brutal opening for both these players. I mean, Beastyqt is pretty good, Strange is very good. And we are going to be seeing Strange coming around the main base. As we have got the Cybernetics core coming up on each side of the map here. So again, everything as we expect, apart from maybe the lack of a second gate from Beastyqt, so we'll see what he does with that. The lack of a second gate means either a faster expansion or some very fast tech. And that's something that Strange will be aware of course. He sees no second gateway, so you will have to keep that in mind here while choosing his build order, etc. So, yeah. Probe coming up, and time to kind of leave. I mean, as the Cybercore finishes and Adept, Stalk can get going. Nope, he's going to stick around a little longer. I guess if he keeps the probe around here, he can just really check to see if the tech's already come down, because BSC has the gas to put down tech. And it's very possible that this probe is maybe buying the time to you know, stop the tech from coming down, because he doesn't want to put it down while it's being scouted. Shield battery coming in on the main base of Strange here, so just going to get that going just in case it is an Oracle. And there is a Stargate coming down. I mean, it's just a very precautionary situation, right? Because it's probably, you know, it could be proxied, it could have been built a bit sooner, honestly. Obviously, Strange doesn't know that because, you know, looking in the main, you're like, well, where is the tag? You know, you've got to do something if you're only on one gateway. So I think Strange is a bit, he's actually almost convinced it's a proxy because he's coming across the map already and having a little look around. Is going to come in and is going to be coming through and just poking around here. So Stalker's seen what's up as we see a couple more Stalkers from Strange about to pop out as well, although they are rallied to get this probe to begin with. So Strange coming across the map in the end is warp gate about halfway done, where you have to see any sort of tech from him. And there's pylon block from Beastyqt on the natural of Strange. He's not actually trying to take the natural though, so that doesn't matter all too much. Forward pylon will be placed, and I mean, I think he just says, well, you know what, if I've got 2 gateways and you've got 1, I literally just outnumber you in production. So what are you going to do about that? Well, Beastyqt builds a Phoenix to begin with, so this is going to be 1 Phoenix at the moment. And now Strange proxies a Robo and another gateway, so he is really serious about this. He sees no Nexus, so he'll also be like, like, what's going on? And it's a little bit funky. And as we see that gateway, and another Robo facility just dropping down here. So, like we said, it's Strange wanting to be aggressive, but he can't really be aggressive because his opponent's just on 1 base as well. Beasty brings a probe to the low ground. That'll go down in 1 shot, and those Stalkers tries to lead with 1 just in case there's a sentry or so. The Phoenix is scary though, because it can of course lift a Stalker and kind of stick it in position, which allows maybe Beasty to guarantee the kill on it. And as we do have the Stalkers going to go, and well, they want to try and go up against each other. Probe of Beasty goes down. It's the second probe killed. The probe across the map actually tried to expand, but then he realized, oh my god, there's a pylon here. So Beasty's actually going to warp in an Adept with this. Still only has 1 gateway. As he has Phoenix, well, Stargate and a Robo up. Strange is going to build a Warp Prism to try and give himself the advantage to kind of get up here. I mean, the single Adept will not do a lot because there is a shield battery, so cannot actually target probes down and kill them. So Strange defending at home just fine at the moment. Obviously with triple gates now, his gateway production is huge compared to his opponents, but that's where this Phoenix come into play. Can the Phoenix do enough lifting to shut them down here? What is the case going to be, as we have got a few Stalkers? We're going to start pressing forwards. I mean, the Prism also gives high ground vision. This is, again, Beastyqt's only gateway. If he loses this, he does not have a gate. And as he loses the pylon across the map, he gets supply block for a moment or two. Two more Stalkers currently warping in. Once again, just going to be seeing the Stalkers here. Doing a fair amount of damage. Immortal comes in and is going to be able to get a shot off on a Stalker. One Stalker gets killed off there. He actually doesn't quite manage to kill the gateway yet, but I always definitely feel as he kills the Observer, I always definitely feel it's worth it to you, right? Because it's going to be, you move up and you pick it off basically right away, and you have the Prism to keep units safe as well, so I don't see why you wouldn't go and pick that off right now. As Phoenix Immortal is the production choices from Beastyqt at the moment. Oh my god, please kill the gateway, it's so low. It's so low! No way! Oh no, I actually don't believe it. Really? I really want this gateway to die now. Like, I'm actually, like, mentally, emotionally committed to it dying. Thank you. Okay, we made it, guys. It went down. We did it. Whew. That was rough, man. Oh, man, what's going on with my laptop? My laptop has, like, 10 FPS. Huh. I have to figure that out in a moment or so. That's not good, though. Anyways, Phoenix and Immortals continue to come out, so it looks like Beasty is kind of going for like a Roddy build. We'll rebuild a gateway because he kind of needs a gateway to build other things, and, well, I mean, Immortals are still coming out, Phoenix is still coming out too, but, so, I mean, Strange hasn't expanded, so it's still one base against one base, interestingly enough, as crazy as that might be at the moment. Still just one base each as we see the Stalkers poking in. Gonna get a shot or so off on the Phoenix. I mean, there's two shield batteries on this high ground as well. I mean, Beastyqt is building shield batteries to survive, but I don't think Strange ever pushes up this ramp. I think Strange just sits here and is like, okay, cool, well, you know, I'm doing fine. Although then again, I guess the Phoenix coming across the map is a good opportunity for Beastyqt to get some damage done himself. So, starts to come down towards the bottom left. Oh, we're gonna recall home because actually Strange made a push up the ramp. More time for him to push up just as the Phoenix were out of position. It's actually very unfortunate. We're going to be seeing Stalkers try and target down Phoenix and the Immortal alike. Hey, you know what? I don't really like it from Strange. Like, I mean, he's draining the shield battery energy, so in a moment he's going to get rid of that, but he's lost a lot of army in the process. And remember, he's not like he's ahead on economy. Strange actually lost a lot here. Loses the Prism as well. Beastyqt, this is such a weird PvP. But Beastyqt is actually going to make this happen. I thought in no world does Strange go and attack up that ramp. There's absolutely no reason for him to commit in there. And Strange is going to type GG because he just has nothing to defend. He's going to fall further behind the loading screen. Last time the loading screen took forever because someone timed out. Let's hope it's not the same again this time around. Wardy, can you change your bracket link to the one from Battlefy? You can access the Battlefy bracket link via the Liquipedia page, and the Liquipedia page will be a lot better. And the Liquipedia page will be a lot better once we get started, after a few rounds. That's all. It's just so I don't have to change it later. Man, someone's computer really doesn't like loading into games of StarCraft. And the thing is as well, like, Strange attacked up at the right time. The Phoenix were out of position, they were not there. You know, it was the perfect time for them to go up the ramp, but again, why do you need to, you know, if there was a time to go up the ramp, that was the perfect time, but why would you go up the ramp? You know? At all, like, just take an expansion. Maybe he's afraid of the Phoenix dealing too much damage in that situation. Anyways, someone's computer, whoever it was, has recovered. And we are going into now game number 2 of this best of 3 with our pink Protoss player who spawned as Protoss once again here. So again, random versus Protoss, but it's turning it into a PvP series. To the top right side, our pink Protoss player is somebody lagging out. It's dude needs to leave. He's super laggy. He lagged out in the start of the last game as well. Does anyone else like counting down and waiting for things like this? Very fun. Alright, Fellow Cutie is about to time out here, guys. Once Fellow Cutie's timed out, we can jump back into the action, hopefully. And we will be off and away. Top right, our pink Protoss. This is Beastyqt. And in the bottom left hand side, our red Protoss player is Strange. It's game 2 of this PvP, getting this set to go. And looking to see how things will roll. I mean, Strange being down again to Beastie is crazy in the first place. Obviously, again, Strange has to scout early to see what race his opponent's playing, because it is Protoss versus random. So Strange still has to scout here, and, well, Beastie is, we'll see if he goes 1 gate again, or if he's actually going to go up to 2 gateways this time around. And we'll, get this ready to go. Prober hops in. Beastie's going to see what's going on here and having a little bit of a scout around there. It's a nice little scout, just seeing what's up. And that probe, I mean, there's not much to really confirm though, but double gates is nice. And Beastie will still not go for double gates himself, just playing that 1 gateway opening here to get this started. Just going to be seeing that Cybercore about to finish up from Beastyqt, so obviously allows him to go into that warp gate. And it is going to be a Stalker straight into the Stargate as well. This time the probe will be allowed to see this right away because it's still scouting around the main base. So Strange clicks on it, knows it's a Stargate here, and knows what Beastie is opening up with at least. So again, some good information in the very early stages of this out of the red Protoss player. I'm just going to be seeing the couple of extra Stalkers on the way up from Strange. Stalker and a sentry coming across. Again, Beastie just with the block on the natural. This time Strange sees it a lot faster because of the position of the base compared to Automaton. He sees this right away when units start moving out and so on, so nowhere near the same sort of delay or anything caused as what we saw in that last game, which is obviously quite a nice little positive as that Nexus comes down on the natural. And the hallucinated Phoenix of Strange heading up towards the upper right. Hallucination coming up towards the top, and gone just trying to keep up to date with what exactly is the the plan here right now. What is Beastie going for? Well, he scouts again the Phoenix and the Robo, so he kind of gets a good idea. It's going to be Phoenix and Immortals once more. So Strange knowing this, well, he goes Blink this time around, not going to be as aggressive. Takes his expansion, Beastie therefore allowed to take his own as well, so both players will end up expanding here now. And again, just transitions into this sort of interesting setup. Strange came so far in the bracket yesterday as well, by the way. He lost out to Soul Spirit in a qualifying match. So if Beastie can take down Strange, with what I would argue, I mean, I don't know what Beastie's strongest race is right now, but it's pretty crazy. Like, Beastie's good enough to get through this qualifier. He actually is. That's the crazy thing, but it'll be interesting to see if it actually, how it actually goes down. To see if he's able to kind of keep it up and go all the way. Now we do see a couple of depths warping in off a pylon in the top side of things. Let's get those couple of adepts up and running here to begin with. My laptop is still having some massive issues, actually. It's so weird. Sorry, Phoenix picking up a couple of probes there, and we do see on the other side the adepts from Strange getting in, but they will not actually be able to deal any damage. Shut down nicely. The Phoenix lived. Good to stop the first one. After you stop the first one, shutting down the second is not too difficult of a situation either. So, good shutdown there. And good defense compared to, well, I mean, Strange, he's almost guaranteed to lose a few workers, right? I mean, Phoenix are so good at picking off workers, it's impossible to stop them coming in, getting a couple here and a couple there. Just going to be seeing the +1 attack upgrade from Strange being chrono boosted out. A couple of gateways being placed down from Strange as well in the main base, as again, those adepts going to shade right on up in towards the main. Strange coming all the way up into the main base here. I'm just going to try and pick away at another couple of probes. So, just trying to be a little bit of a nuisance. Gets 2 workers already, 3 workers now. Good start to this. 3 workers killed. I guess he goes adept shitting back down to the low ground. One of the adepts gets lifted up pretty much right away. So, very quick lift up there. And we are just going to be seeing the Phoenix still coming back in. I mean, that's the thing. Eventually, these adepts will be cleaned up by the Phoenix. But 5 workers killed. Finally, Strange is getting some damage himself. As Beastyqt, for the most part, has been the one dealing the damage so far in this. So, that's nice. Phoenix going to come back over the right side and see where else they can go. As you do have as well the... Pylon's still up here. I mean, those adepts have to be coming from somewhere, but BC hasn't figured out where just yet. So, Strange getting away with that pylon. It's going to be able to continue warping in for a little while still, perhaps. Just for a little while. Again, Phoenix coming back in. This time I feel like at least one Phoenix should die. No way. Okay, the blink is there to actually get the kill. It was so low. As he's committed in for a couple more kills. These Stalkers, as they finish, can blink maybe for that one Phoenix here. Oh, it's one shot. Oh my god, these Phoenix. I mean, the other one did go down eventually, but they keep taking like a lot of damage, man. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy as we do see this Phoenix just gathering together here. I mean, Pylon's setting up to the top as well. Still waiting to warp in more and go and harass. BC is up by a little bit of army supply, although he is missing a +1 attack upgrade, which his opponent has in play. I'm just going to be seeing the Forge, the Robo, etc. coming down. The Robo Bay, the Robo Facility going to chrono boost out the Disruptors. He has a Robo Bay up in play. So again, it's like Mortal Phoenix Disruptor is the play right now from our Protoss player here in the top right. Alright, awesome. I fixed up my issues. Awesome. Sorry guys, fixing up the laptop so we can jump into multiple games, which is what we usually do in these WCS qualifiers because there's so many games happening. The laptop's running properly once again now, so big thumbs up for that. As the Phoenix from Beastyqt will attack once again. So, full focus back to this game. Double disruptor production. I mean, here comes Strange. Upgrades not as important as you might think because of the fact there are disruptors in play. They don't care so much about upgrades. And oh, I tell you what, Beasty's little attack here. It's going to catch Strange out of position, so Strange comes turning around. Beasty still has Phoenix in the main base as well. He's just killed 10 probes. Man, if he gets this Nexus and just recalls out, he should definitely target the Nexus down. He's already gotten it so low. And even if he recalls now, though, he's going to lose 2 Immortals, but maybe keeps 2 alive. Wow, he keeps 2 of the Immortals alive. Maybe would have kept 3 alive if he'd had not targeted the Zealots that warped in. Beasty killing off the third base here, has his own third base up and running. Now he's got those Disruptors in place, so it's a dangerous army that he has to work with as well. And there's no immediate counter to Disruptors here out of Strange. Strange's army is, you know, just going to have to deal with it by dodging, you know, the old-fashioned way, just dodging around as Beasty is going to put down a pause. Beasty says, who is lagging? Pretty sure nobody is lagging at the moment.
Game resumed.
Alright, Stork's going to blink over the right side there. Phoenix from Beastyqt going to continue up to the top. As again, we have the 3 bases set to go. Disruptor's going to start moving forwards a little bit. And, well, Zart's already charged in for a cannon. First Disruptor shot will grab a couple Stalkers. I mean, BBPC here loses his own 3rd base. He's very reluctant to actually go down the ramp. He is down on army supply, so just wants to play it slow and try and let these Disruptors pick away at a lot of stuff before he actually has to take a straight-up fight. Single Stalker blinks ahead of the rest and gets killed off instantly by the couple of Immortals. I guess wanted to maybe look at the composition. Beastie slightly supply blocked now, and say slightly, he actually is just started pylons, so he's actually heavily supply blocked at the moment, like really badly supply blocked. Man, that's painful for Beastie. As we do see this army of Strange continue to come down to the bottom side of the map. Phoenix on Beastie coming down the right. They're going to fly over the 3rd base and in towards the natural expansion, I would imagine, here in the next few moments. So, here we go. The Phoenix going to fly on through. Lifts up a probe already, so gets 1 probe kill. Coming through for another few workers. Going to get 4, 5, 6. And counting. I think that 10, 12. So many workers going down. Again, these Phoenix are just going to consistently pull Strange down in work count. And Strange is on 28 probes now. I mean, obviously he has to rebuild some of them, but so crazy. And as we do have the Phoenix heading up the left side. Another couple probes getting taken down here. Beastyqt going to move towards the natural and is able to get a few more probe kills once again. Another attack in, will cancel the 3rd base. He has his own 3rd base up, but he doesn't even have the probes to really make much of it. Meanwhile, Beastyqt's gone into a flea peek, and so he's about to get his first Tempest on the map. And I mean, he is heading into one hell of a composition. I wouldn't say it's something that we're kind of used to seeing at all. It's extremely different, extremely weird. But I'm kind of down to see where it goes. I'm intrigued. I'll take it. Well, Disruptor shot's going alone there, as we are going to be seeing the Army of Strange just pushed away. I mean, the army supplies are evening up. Beastyqt's 20-ish worker advantage is obviously coming into play here. Two more Tempests on the way up, as we are going to be seeing Phoenix lifting up a Stalker there and going to come through and lift up a few probes as well. So that's 4 probes picked off, coming in towards the natural now for even more of these workers. I mean, the Phoenix are almost out of energy, so he's putting them to absolute full use. He could not actually get more out of these right here. Keeping Strange's economy low. At some point, though, BC has to do something. He has to make a push forwards, and, well, I guess he's going to do that sooner rather than later. He at least needs to push forwards enough to hold his 3rd base. Because so far, that 3rd base has been... yeah, so far that 3rd base has been denied a couple of times, so he needs to hold on to it this time. Army comes in from the right. Disruptors are fairly nearby, man. He's going to have to cancel it right away. He cancels it, but again, he has those Tempests now, building carriers. Going into the 3rd Nexus, obviously the Disruptors will kind of fade this army out. A lot of Archons mixed into this from Strange. He's probably thinking, what on earth is this? I can probably count the number of times Strange has met this kind of style or composition on the ladder on one hand. It's really not regular. The way that he's done everything here, Beastyqt, it's not your go-to standard PvP. But the 2 games have looked a little bit different because of how they, because of how basically Strange set up. So that was kind of a, that's kind of a an unfortunate one because Strange didn't really get to learn much about the kind of the macro way that this build plays out, I guess. So it's kind of like he's getting caught off guard 2 games in a row, as we do see a carrier being chrono boosted out. Army here of Strange just spreading in the middle. Some more Archons setting up here, and we are going to be seeing those Disruptors wanting to, again, find something. They're going to get themselves an Archon to half health or so. So that's a nice little bit of something. Strange has eventually made it back up to 51 workers here. I mean, again, having a 3rd Nexus against no 3rd Nexus is pretty nice. It's actually kept him while he was behind in the income for a long time, you can see there was one big spike where BC really took a lead. But now, because he's got that third base up and running, his income was taking a bit of a lead. With Beasty's third base actually coming online, it's going to even out a little bit on 51 workers each. Just have this Army of Strange position in the center of the map with Phoenix coming down the right-hand side. We're going to be coming across in towards the third base in the next few moments. Probes going down, so a couple of workers getting picked off there. And we are going to be seeing the, well, again, just trying to keep the economy low, but the Disruptors run forwards. Oh no, the Disruptors are just going to, I mean, yikes. Did the Disruptors kill anything? I kind of want to just say no, they couldn't kill anything at all. As an army comes in from the right side as well, Carriers and Tempest going to try and hold this off, but the massive Archons, I get the feeling they're going to have a good time as Beasty is Phoenix on the wrong side of the map as well. So they can't even come in to help. Not sure what they would actually do, but... well, now there's about 3 Tempest fighting because those Carriers out of Interceptors, so Strange can just keep pressing forwards. As you see the Tempest shots still firing away, Archon still taking a few shots here and there, and this Nexus will be going down in a moment or so. So Nexus falls. The Tempest still firing that Warp Prism, gets taken down by the Interceptors. Again, it's the Carriers that are just slowly recharging, but the Archons are so good at dealing with what's here. I mean, it's actually more or less the perfect set of units to deal with what's around at the moment. As the Stalkers blink in, that just isn't quite a dead Carrier. Now, you do wonder how this maybe would have looked if there were, imagine, those Disruptors still around, because the Disruptors going down so easily, imagine they did anything. I mean, the army supplies are pretty even right now. I mean, even if this attack doesn't kind of continue through for Strange, he's already killed the third base, and again, now BC has basically no mining remaining. 2 patches left in the main, 4 in the natural, so he has, what, like 12 workers that can mine effectively on minerals? That is not a lot of possibility there, let me tell you that right now. Army of Beastyqt still pressing forward. Disruptor shot doesn't quite connect, as we're going to be seeing the Archons still dealing some good damage. Disruptor comes in again, and we do have Beasty is setting up right now. Third Nexus from Beasty is on its way down. We do see those Zealots. Well, actually going to get the Disruptor shot off, so a couple of these Archons go low. Man, these Carriers are still trying to hold on. Another Disruptor shot kills a bunch of the Stalkers. Disruptor's now on cooldown, though. Chased down by Zealots, so they will fall. Disruptor shot from the high ground comes in, connects. I mean, third base has to be cancelled yet again here. No surprise at all. Carriers just don't have the interceptor numbers because you just can't build them fast enough. So it's GG in Strange. I pressed the wrong button. Yes, just testing, guys. Just checking to see if you guys are still awake, because now I know by the masses of WardiTV the game that you're all actually watching. Good, good, good. You passed my test. I'm glad, I'm glad. Top right-hand side, I think Terran player is Beastyqt. He's playing random, guys. So he is playing random. Keep that in mind. As to the bottom left side, our red products player is Strange. There's some hella FPS on this map. Well, Strange, early probe scouts, as always, against this. As we do get this going. Engineering Bay blocks the natural expansion here, so that's something Strange will have to deal with in the foreseeable future. He's already double gassing it though, Strange, and steals a gas of Beasty, which means that the one base defense of a Terran will not necessarily be as great as it usually is. Probe Strange comes around towards the top side, just going to be hanging out up there, as we do have the Marine going to be coming back up in towards the main base also. Again, this is our first series of the WCS Winter Qualifier number 2. So hopefully you guys are all enjoying and ready for a full day of action, of course. We're going to have about, well, yesterday's qualifier went on just over 6 hours or so. So we're hoping for something similar here. Just a nice few hours of StarCraft 2 action. Just lots of games, plenty of content. That's kind of what we want to deliver for you guys. As we do see the Zealot's still swiping the Natural's Engineering Bay. Still yet to see the tech choice here of our Protoss player. Finishes up an Adept and goes straight into a Stalker. The SCV is still in the main. And oh, will he see the Robo? He will not see the Robo. And the Robo is probably going to be for Fast Immortal if you're opening this aggressively. With one base and so on. I mean, there's no point just getting an Observer and be like, oh, better just play safe. Fast Immortal. It's also good defensively as well. I mean, as Beasty is on one base too. The model is usually very good, so it depends, I guess, what Strange has actually seen. It's not a lot, but he knows that BC hasn't expanded, which is pretty good info. So then maybe Robo and Observer in that sort of order. Even, I guess Observer Immortal sort of works as well, right? Sorry, when I said Robo Observer, I meant Immortal Observer. Alright, well, Robotics Facility is about to complete here. Let's give this a look, as we do see the next gateway coming down as well. So it's just going to be an Observer first. So in the end, it kind of turns into a bit of a safety expansion from, say, Strange. I imagine this will still be followed up by an Immortal. Yeah, I guess if Beastie had expanded, then you kind of do go Immortal and you put pressure on. But without an expansion, the Observer first definitely seems like a safe way to open. And Immortal definitely still should be behind this. And there it is. Gets started up, so you guys can stop listening to me guessing at it. And you guys can know what it's actually going to be. Isn't that great? Obviously, the Nexus from Strange is on the way down. Beastie will expand on the high ground now as he takes 3 Widow Mines and 2 Marines across the map to try and deal some damage. So again, this in fact, just coming over to the left-hand side. You see that medevac coming around here as well. As you have got a bit of a setup right here. With the Widow Mines dropping in. Stalker goes down. Going to see a couple of probes getting picked off as well. So a little bit of damage dealt here already. 6 workers is not bad at all from Beastie. And Strange cleans up the Marine that was on the Natural. 6 workers keeps one of the Widow Mines alive as well to get some more done. There's that Raven now on the way up. That's going to be completing in a couple of moments as well. And that command center also finishing up. To move down to the Natural, Raven allows him to pick off that Observer that was just lurking in the main base. Well, now with a Prism up, Strange actually feels strangely confident to get across the map and to maybe try and do something with this. So across the map he goes, that Prism, leading the charge with the Stalker coming in behind it. As he is going to be, obviously, got quite a lot to work with here. As we see the Widow Mine comes in for 2 more workers. Medevac now down though. I mean, the bunker on the low ground isn't completed just yet. And obviously, he does see this, so he is going to be doing this. So let's just see how this goes in a sec, guys. And I'm going to have to BRB for just a moment. So, a little bit of unfortunate timing, but just enjoy this, guys. Hang on. Just BRB 2 minutes to fix something. Alright, BRB 2 minutes. I just have to see the guys in the house. Alright guys, sorry about that. I'm again got workmen here fixing up the kitchen. They just finished, so I just had to pop away for a moment to go and deal with that. Obviously we saw the attack coming in. It got deflected by the units on the high ground. Obviously wasn't able to hold the low ground right away, but was able to come down then just after and able to get this going. So missile turret comes down, and the Natural is going to see the Stalkers, the Immortal. Again, this set to go, a couple sentries at the front. And Hallucinated Phoenix going to go across the map to see what's going on here as well. So Hallucinated Phoenix just going to go running across over towards the Natural as the Marines coming in. And we do see Stim, Combat Shields +1. All of this getting going as well here from Beastyqt. As we do have a couple of medevacs should start up any moment now to kind of back up this push, which is going to be coming across here in a moment or two. So medevac Marines, couple tanks coming over, Raven from Beastyqt following up as well. And we are going to be seeing Strange just hanging out up on that high ground there. So just going to be waiting for this push to actually come on in. Hallucinate Phoenix will take the charge. And we'll see the attack coming. So Strange knows what's going down. I mean, the Colossus is dangerous, but if it gets targeted down by the siege tanks when they're sieged up, that can go very badly very quickly. So do you see the Rock's getting taken down? So Beasty opening options for where he attacks from. Scans, sees the army. Prism in the Natural, but actually Beasty has some units there to deal with it right away, so not too much of an issue. We'll get this pylon now as well. I'm just going to be seeing the tanks continue to be sieged up. And again, it's kind of a complete necessity, otherwise these Colossus are just not going to be dealt with. So meanwhile, the Prism gets pushed away down the right side. Again, a couple of Zealots getting taken down there. You see the medevac lifting up, going to come across. That's going to go in towards the main bases. Again, another scan coming down. The units there getting seen. And we are going to be seeing the couple of extra Marines just unloading here in the main. So just unloading into the main base. Going to see the Colossus coming through. Going to actually already pick up a couple of Marines. And again, just going to be seeing the pylons coming in the back of the mineral line. Again, a couple of tanks just going to siege the Marines, pulling back the Raven as well. And we are going to see the Zealots continue to warp in at the front. So Zealots just going to warp in at the front as well. And we still have the army of Beasty pushing across towards the upper right side. +1 armor, Starport coming up, a couple of Vikings coming through, and this getting going as we see the Colossus continuing to rise up in numbers. Strange getting quite a lot of those. I wonder if, I mean, he goes into a 5th Colossus as well. At some point, you've got to think about maybe really getting into another sort of tech choice here, right? In towards like Storm or so. Late 3rd base as well. A weird game going on between these guys with the way it opened and the damage Strange took. He's not on as fast of a 3rd as you might usually expect to see. And as we are going to be seeing the few bar units here. The Beastie just gathering up, and they should be good to go and deal with that. See a single Zealot coming across. Going to come in and just going to be able to pick off that Marine. So Marine goes down again. A few more Zealots being warped in here. Templar Archives is on its way up as well. And we are going to be seeing the Zealot picking off another Marine just nice and quick. And as we see, the Prism is going to be moving out and around the bottom side of the map. Prism's not found many opportunities to push in. And I tell you what, these bunkers and tanks behind, it's going to be very difficult for Strange himself to push in towards this base of Beastyqt. It's going to be really tough for him to make that work out. As you see that Storm being Corona boosted out here from Strange. And again, the army just on the left side, chilling out as we see the Prism loads up a few more Zealots. Just getting that set to go. Ring gets picked off, and we are going to be seeing the High Templar Strange just going to be moving around. We see the army from BC just hanging out on the far right. +1 ship weapons coming in as +1 armor's about to finish up. Extra Vikings on the way through. And again, just going to be seeing Storm, Blink, all of that getting going in the next few moments. +2 armor coming down from Strange as well, so getting that Corona boosted in. And as we see extra warp-ins. And Strange again just going to be coming through, going to unload maybe a couple of units and again get ready to push this across the map. He's going to move forwards now as well. His Viking count's risen up quite heavily, up to 10 now, but it is 5 Colossus. There's that Raven in play as well, so that's worth keeping in mind too here as we see this army of BC back over the right hand side. +2 attack and armor upgrades still from Beastie. Allows him to go in towards, I mean, he just keeps building up. I mean, he's not that far behind in upgrades. It's going to be pretty even actually, so it's kind of nice because usually you see the pros play with such great upgrades, but again, everything's slowed down a bit from Strange in this game. That 3rd base not quite on time and so on. And as we do see the hallucinations, still just try and keep track of what's going on in all of this. High Templars have the Storm now as well though, so that's very important. He's got 4 of them, all of them in the Prism, waiting to potentially flank on in. Some Marines of Beastyqt going to stim up the right side, a Zealot down at the bottom as we see a Marine here going to get sliced up by that Zealot pretty quickly. So that Zealot getting the Marine kill. And we're just going to be seeing again this army of Beastie just sitting back and being very patient about building up and getting set to go. Vikings still hanging out on the far right side. We see a Nexus on the top left as well, so just gets that started up. We see the blink, the +2 attack coming through. High Templar still just chilling out in the main. I like that as well, just leaving a few behind to storm any kind of drops or anything. The thing is, Beasty's just playing super passively. He isn't really doing anything. He just picks up a Stalker there. See a few people asking in chat, so just to again confirm and say it once more. Beastyqt did play random for this event, so he started off with PvP twice in a row, but he rolled Terran for game 3 here after going 1-1 in the PvP, so TVP to try and move on through to round 2 of the WCS qualifier today. Vikings coming forward, might be able to get some pot shots off on Colossus. I mean, that's very Nelly. Colossus dead right there. It's just like 1 or 2 Vikings short, maybe. Tanks will siege from a distance. Still difficult to push up here with so much splash damage available, but there's a Colossus actually going down. So good damage now dealt. We'll see the bio stimming over. High Templar there doesn't have Storm or anything, so that'll just go down. And this army is actually pulling very far back. Didn't leave anything towards the third base. I think he wants to just try and fight this. Here we go. The High Templar going to drop in from the right side. Storms heavily, but I mean, honestly, Interference Matrix go down the Colossus, so the Colossus don't do a lot anyways, and I mean, Strange lost a lot of his colo, but one remains. The Viking can't still good, but this Bioforce got destroyed. Those storms were just endless on top of the bio and then going into towards where they were running to as well. As you see, these Zealots just keep on charging in. Libra is going to turn and just siege up, going to block those Zealots and, well, not block them, but deal a lot of damage as they come through. I think Strange has got this now, though, as he blinks underneath that orbital to the top side. SCVs are running away to the top as well. Don't think that orbital goes down. I think he's missing enough Stalkers. Oh, maybe he will. Just gets it. Oh my god, if he pulled a couple more than the 2 SCVs, he actually might have saved that right there. That was very close. You see mostly losing out though as SCVs. I mean, are they going to launch an attack on this base? Beasty just running over here and, well, Strange has got Beasty down at 2 bases. Stalkers will be able to get a Liberator there and then, well, they could have blinked away, but obviously doesn't feel any fear. And he's just going to keep pressing forwards, has some Storms still available. The SCVs in the front just going to be taking a bunch of damage. Another Storm is good. It's again the Liberators that are scary at the moment, so Beasty still has that as the Zealots warp in to pick away at those SCVs, and now Beasty going to be dropping below 30 workers in the next few moments. So that's going to be going down here very, very soon. As you see, Strange just has a little bit too much